Hi guys, welcome back to Finpact. It's been a while since I posted a video on what's been happening in the market and how you should tailor your investing and trading strategies. So I'm going to do an overview of that in this video, and I've got my serious glasses on so that we can get cracking. Now, a lot has been happening in the macro environment, so let's just jump on straight into my favorite trading platform, which is XTB. XTB is a UK registered company. I'm based in the UK, so I like to use XTB, especially because they have the best trading charts. So you can do all your technical analysis, and they have all the tools. So I'll just show you. So jumping onto the XTB's XStation 5. So I'm currently on Coinbase stock. So this is a CFD. So you don't necessarily have to use CFDs because they are more volatile, but they do help amplify your profits or also amplify your losses. So just be careful. CFDs are more risky, but that also means that you can make more profits depending on your trading performance. So the reason I'm looking at Coinbase stock is it is one that I'm bullish on. Yes, they always have regulatory hurdles, but what crypto exchange doesn't? And it is one of the most well-established crypto exchanges, and I use it all the time, especially being from the UK. Withdrawing from Coinbase is super easy. So, I mean, you know, the functionality has lasted. So I am actually bullish in the long term for Coinbase. But however, I am spotting a trading pattern right now, and it's very similar to Bitcoin. So if you see on XTB's chart, they have so many tools, by the way. So I put the candlesticks up. This is what we call a three blind mice pattern. So it's where you see, so I'm looking in the long term, yeah. So I'm not looking at it from a minute to minute basis. You can see that this is the 20th of Jan 2024 and to where we are at right now. Now, the three blind mice pattern is actually a famous pattern by veteran trader Peter Brandt. By the way, this is an article I've written on TipRank, so if you ever want to see my crypto analysis articles, I post on there. So the three blind mice pattern, I can see kind of on here that it's hitting a new low, and then it's going a little bit of a volatility, and then another low that's lower than this low. So it's like each time you see an upswing, but the low is lower than the previous low. So this low is higher, this low is lower, then this low is lower, and then this low is lower, and this is a guaranteed it's going to go down a bit more to around 121. I would show you the technical analysis, but I really like to focus on the macro perspective. I mean, you can see I just added in the trend line. You can see that it is looking like it's heading lower. I mean, three blind mice is really as simple as it is. It's just basically it's going to be up, low, that low is lower than the previous low that we're seeing, and Bitcoin is also showing that, unless we saw a significant retracement for Bitcoin up to $70,000. Right now Coinbase is showing that same pattern. I do think there is a great entry point. In my opinion, I'll be probably entering in around this point here. I like to dollar cost average in anyway when I invest. Now, if you want to have the latest news, then you just click on news and then go back to your chart, and then accordingly type in what's happening so that you can adjust your trading strategy. In the long term, it doesn't really matter the minor fluctuations. I mean, I'm bullish on Coinbase in the long term anyway, but if you are wanting to get in at a decent entry point, then I definitely think it will go lower. Now click on the news button and then just type in Coinbase, and then you can see the latest news that has been released. So this is a really interesting article. They've mentioned what's happening, what it's trading at, the key financial data, the key business operating metrics, the outlook, bit of everything that you'd want to see. And then they've also given you a DCF to give you the valuation, and also some technicals. Now, the resistance for bulls, we've already sort of gone past that. You know, around 179 we did see it did have a bounce back, so one of the three blind mice, and we're down to the low of 161. Now, what's interesting is the MACD that you learn from this news piece on XTB is that it's saying it's an oversold signal and that there is oversupply. that means you're getting Coinbase shares for super cheap because people are selling. And when people sell, supply demand, more selling, there's more abundance of those shares, and it's cheaper to buy, basically. It's a good time to get in. When it's overbought, that's actually the time you're not meant to. You kind of have to do the opposite to what the market is doing, because if the market is buying, the price is going up. And I'm talking about this in the short term. If the market is buying in the short term, you need to be selling or shorting. Again, it's not a hard and fast rule. And obviously, if you're investing for the long term, then you don't really care about all these little minor fluctuations anyway. But yeah, right now, I think with all the macroeconomic volatility, with the geopolitical tensions, all of this is weighing in, the US elections. I mean, that could be huge, by the way, for crypto stocks in general and cryptocurrencies. If Trump wins, I definitely think there's going to be huge rallies in crypto stocks. Even if we are entering in a bear market, there will be temporary rallies. So yeah, if you want to check that out, then just type in Trump, for example. Okay, so now we've got all the news on crypto news or whatever it is you need to trade your crypto stocks. Polygon surges. Really just use the news button, go through it, and also keep other news tabs open in your browser and use it to make your trades. So with Trump, he's very pro crypto. He's talked about it a lot, but I do think he's also saying a lot of it to win the elections. How many of these politicians really actually understand crypto? They're pro crypto because they want to get the votes of the masses. Now, either way, Trump winning would be good for Bitcoin. Kamala Harris winning would actually not be bad for crypto, but she has a tougher stance, which I think we need. I think we need more regulations in crypto. But anyway, enough of that rant. Anyway, so check out the news that they have. Now, they also have a market analysis section, which is really, really cool. So this is where you can see, this is like your heat map. So you can see what stocks are in the green. So a lot of tech stocks have rallied. So you can see what's been happening that's made the tech stocks rally. But then we're seeing pharmaceuticals in the red, biotech in the red, insurance in the tech. Maybe insurance is down because of the geopolitical crises happening. Just check out the heat map depending on the sector you are investing or trading in. I think it's really, really important to see what's happening to that industry as a whole, so that you're not subject to any industry-wide fluctuations that can impact your trade. But that wouldn't even be necessarily to do with that specific stock and the fundamentals of that stock that you're buying or selling. It could be an industry-wide piece of regulation that's not in the favor of that industry. These are sort of temporary, though, to be honest. Now, remember, when you're making your trades, key events that are happening in the world, especially in the US, interest rate announcements, whatever it is, you can find that out by clicking on the calendar and clicking on economics. So you can see, okay, there's a rig count this week, there's private payrolls announcement of September, there's employment changes, different unemployment rates. You can see these key economic news announcements, and accordingly you can adjust your trading strategy. And lastly, I want to show you the dividend part because I find this really cool. So you can see all the dividends of the particular stock you're looking at. So say you want to look at Farmland Partners, then you can see this is their gross dividend, this is the ex-dividend date, and this is the pay date, especially if you are building up your dividend portfolio. Now, right, let's talk about macros and what my sentiment is. Now, I think Bitcoin is actually heading downwards. I think crypto stocks are heading downwards, only temporarily. It's not something you should really stress about. If you're buying for the long term, then none of this really matters. You just need to invest in a good, fundamentally sound company or crypto that is positioned to deal with the changing macroeconomic conditions. So for example, a crypto exchange that's listed, if it's adhering to regulations, it's evolving, the management is solid, they are making moves depending on how economic circumstances are changing, then that would be your kind of way in which you're looking, okay, that's got good fundamentals, I'm going to invest in that. But if you're looking for the short term, then yes, it is very important that you see not just the company specific fundamentals, but you're looking at what's happening in the news, industry-wide regulations, in that particular industry. Is it going through conflicts? Is it going through what is happening? I mean, it's just logic. I'm not a technical analysis gal. I like a bit of technical analysis. My trades have always been profitable because, I mean, not all of them, obviously, especially when I try it in the short term, but when I try in the 1 to 3 month horizon and I think logically about what's happening in the global economic landscape and I see what's happening in that industry and I look at what analysts are saying, that's when I decide what sort of crypto stock or cryptocurrency or tech stock or whatever stock that I'm going to buy next. So if you are trading for the short term, I think it's really important you look at things like, say you're trading Tesla, look at things like what are their performance metrics? What are their deliveries? Their recent deliveries have fallen. And, you know, ahead of the robo-taxi reveal, then you're finding that there are people using Tesla's autonomous driving through ride-hailing platforms like Uber. You know, try to read up these stories, put 2 and 2 together and see how will that impact the stock in your opinion. I mean, it's what analysts do, but I feel like we can all do that. I mean, I do that and I think I've made some decent choices in my investments, and that's why I'm here on this channel talking about it. And if you go back into some of my previous videos, I mean, you'll see that, you know, I'm thinking logically, and a lot of the times I've released a video just before that stock made the same move I predicted, but only through logic and not through technicals. But I did want to point out the 3 blind mice pattern. So yeah, guys, I really recommend trading on XTB. This is their XStation platform. So you basically go on their website, click login or create an account first. I already have an account and boom. You have a really easy to use platform. They have CFDs too. But also remember, do your research because my opinions aren't necessarily always going to be right, but they are my opinions. That's the strategy I use. You can see if you like it, then cool, but do your own research because I'm not a financial advisor. And all assets, especially cryptocurrencies, crypto stocks, AI stocks, tech stocks, they're usually riskier investments unless they're very, very well established for many years and it's a very solid growth trajectory. It's like consistently profitable and, you know, one of those smooth cruising kind of companies. But you have to do your own research and also never invest what you are not willing to lose. I remember investing in Palantir and then I stupidly sold quite a big chunk at the worst time and I lost so much money. So don't take decisions like that if you're investing in the long term either. You know, Palantir's back up. I mean, it's not as high as it used to be, but it's back up and I sold at the worst time because I got scared. You know, you learn from the mistakes you make. This is why it's so important to use platforms that help give you news. I mean, look, there's news, there's calendars, but then I also suggest combining other tools. Like I love using TipRanks. I write for TipRanks. They have loads of cool tools where you can basically look at analyst ratings and then you can jump onto your trading platform, XTB, and use that insight into your next investments and trades. So yeah, check out XTB. I'm going to link it down below. I do have an affiliate link, sorry. So if you do decide to click on it, then I would get some proceeds. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and remember, do your own research. And I hope this was a fun, chatty video that makes hopefully investing relatable because it really is. It's just logic. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and don't forget to hit that like button down below and that subscribe button and that bell notification. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.